Good afternoon, everyone. It's a glorious day, and welcome to Eleanor's Elite Radio, and I am your host, Eleanor. I would like to thank my co-host for today, Miss Lisa Sue from Love Thy Matchmaker. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hi, Eleanor. It's so good to be here. Hello, everybody.
I want to make a couple of mentions here. We have Mr. John Ferrantino will be at the Grouches Comedy Club 52, the Melbourne Greyhound Racing Park, right off of Wickham Road, guys. If you mention Love Thy Matchmaker at the door, tickets will be $10.
He's fabulous,
yes,
too.
And
He's
if you
awesome.
want more information than that, you can always get in touch with Love Thy Matchmaker, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, or you can call her directly at 321-536-5668. She might not answer because she might be busy matchmaking. So we have another little event coming up May 13th this Saturday, right, Lisa?
Yes, it's going to be fabulous.
It's the Margarita Festival. It's off of Spyglass Park in Suntree. I forgot the name of the park.
Well, yeah, it's right there on I know it's on the tip of my tongue, too. And it's on my Facebook page. And, you know, it's the Margarita Fest. They're going to have a band, hot air balloon ride, so we can all ride the balloon. The Oxygen Bar will be there giving free oxygen samples. 10 minutes.
So when you go drinking, you can have 4 or 5 margaritas, then go over to the Oxygen Bar and get sober.
You cure your hangover before the fact. And then we'll go see John Ferrantino at Club 52 at Groucho's. There you go.
Wonderful.
What a night.
Today, Lisa, on the show, we have an outstanding author of Shoes Are Like Men. Kim Interdonato. And before anyone gets their boxers, boxers, not panties, in a bunch, it's not a put down to men at all. I read your book. It's more about, I feel, how Kim compares all the men she's dated or just men she's known to shoes that she treasures very much. What do you think of my analogy, Miss Kim? Welcome to Eleanor's Elite Radio.
Hello, girl. Thank you for having me on.
So happy you're here.
I think that was the best analogy for the book. That's great. Thank you so much.
Because you're not putting men down. Because a lot of, I got a couple of comments on Facebook like, oh, men are like shoes. I said, no. Shoes are like men.
Yes, I know. I saw that comment. I was like, it's 8 a.m. I'm going to throw my stiletto at you right now.
So anyway, I feel that I read the whole book, and because of course, we had difficulty with the mailing, so I downloaded it and printed it out. What a wonderful, you and I are paisans, as they say in Italian, because we feel the same way about shoes as we do, about men.
I love them both.
Can't have enough of them, right?
Exactly.
Kim, I have so many questions for you. I read the book, of course, and I loved it. And I loved each and every chapter and can relate in so many ways. First, my love for shoes is exactly how I feel about your love for shoes. I love how you stated in the online shoe chapter how when you ordered shoes, how you get all excited and you love the new shoe smell. I put show smell, but it's shoe. I got to tell you, when I was a little girl, I was about 4 or 5 years old. And do you remember the old Stride Right shoe store that they used to have in Long Island? And they used to have, Kim, this little bridge, like a carpeted bridge that you can walk on with your shoes.
Yes.
Do you ever remember? Okay.
They even have a Stride Right. They still have a Stride Right. They don't have the bridge anymore, though.
No, I know. Because we had a Stride Right here, too, in Long Island, in Florida, but I guess they didn't make out as well, but they closed the store. But that was my first memory of how I used to take that patent leather Mary Jane, literally, and I would smell them because patent leather smells so good.
Yes.
And from there has gotten me to about 120 pairs of shoes in my house. And I have them all lined up, decorated from dark to light, left to right, like an artwork in an open, really, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, so I know I can absolutely dig your love for shoes.
I get it. I have mine displayed on my windowsill as decoration in my bedroom. My shoes I love my shoes, and they're the greatest things. And like new car smell is to men, that's what new shoe smell is to women.
So now that you know my obsession happened when I was a baby, tell me how you developed your passion for shoes. Is this something that happened as a young girl, or?
As a young girl, believe it or not, I was kind of like a tomboy. I kind of had hair and a baseball cap, and was on a boat with my grandfather all the time, went fishing. And as I got older, I kind of, was hanging out with my mom a little bit more, so she'd take me shoe shopping. And then I discovered boys, which I discovered also I had nice legs from skating for so many years because I've been a professional skater. So, and it really made your legs look good, and it attracted more boys.
Yeah.
So, of course, I love shoes just as much as I love men. So the two kind of just gelled themselves together, and voila. All of a sudden, I wanted every shoe known to man, and every man known to shoes.
I'm sure you know that Lisa is a professional matchmaker. I'm sure you know by the thousands of posts that we put your name all over. The country knows Kim. Everybody in the world knows you now. So Miss Lisa is a professional matchmaker. So maybe we should all meet one day, take a little weekend vacation to Long Island, my own stomping ground. She lives in my old area. That. Oh my God, we would love that.
Well, I grew up in Maryland, so
yeah.
New York, you'll love it.
But Kim, she says, Lisa tells me she grew up in Maryland. I believe her 100%, but you tell me that's not a Long Island accent.
It's a little bit of a Southern accent.
Really?
Well, they say that it goes in and out. So I'm like, they're like, where are you from? Because I have the Northern and then I go right into the Southern accent. I'm like, well, I don't hear anything. I don't know, but I've been in Florida.
But Eleanor, I could tell you're a Long Island girl because you had, even on the internet, you had your lilacs, which I just picked today.
Oh, my God, they're beautiful.
I just picked them today, just now, before I got on the radio. Let me tell you, Long Island, I love Long Island.
I love it, too.
Long Island in the summertime, totally rocks.
It's just beautiful. I miss it so much, and I'm so close to, because we've been here since 1988, and I'm like this close that I really would love to come back to the island, if not just to live, maybe just to, because my daughter and grandchildren are here, so.
We need to do that.
Yeah, we absolutely got to hook up and come and visit you on the island, and let's go to my old house in the Hamptons. Oh, my God.
Come visit. I don't live too far from the Hamptons.
I know.
Stay here. I have extra room. I have a nice big house. You can come and stay with me.
Oh, I love it. I love you for that. Listen, Kim, let's talk about the hot shoe. I would love to talk about it. Now, I admit I love the hot shoe and has suffered many years of wearing hot shoes, dancing till 2 o'clock in the morning on a 6-inch stiletto. But your outlook on that wild party guy and turning him into the picket fence, 2.5 kids kind of guy is a very tough thing to accomplish. I love how you give props to those women who can deal with that type of man.
Oh, believe me, I wish I could. I mean, there's plenty of hot shoes or hot guys that I've dated, and man, I've tried to turn them, and I just kind of turn them to the opposite direction. But hey, some of these women can really. I mean, women are great, and we don't get each other's backs enough. But I was hoping with this book that it really wasn't a man-bashing book at all, and I was hoping that women would read it and be like, so relatable, and they would be able to have a great conversations with each other like we are.
Right.
The three of us are having. And, think about positive things. Because every time we talk about women, we talk about our dating. Oh, this guy broke my heart. This guy was a jerk.
Yeah.
He did this to me. He did that to me. As women, we should all band together and, help each other. And let me tell you something. These women I've seen girls change these hot guys into these, tame.
God bless them.
I'm telling you, I can't do it. I'm like, geez, you guys are great. And I try to give props in every chapter. I try to give props to these women, and even women that stick with their man for so long, through thick and thin. I mean, I've thrown out guys for just not throwing out guys out of my house just for not cleaning up after themselves.
Right, or not chewing the right gum. I dig it.
I got to learn to have more patience, and I admire them. I really do. Women are great.
Yeah,
women
they are. And I love how you, again, like you say, you tie in every chapter with a wonderful accolade for women. So you are definitely an empowering, strong woman to do that, because you have to be. I believe women can be sometimes very I want to say bitchy with each other. I've always gotten along with men better than women because of that bitchiness.
Yes.
Really,
yeah.
You have to be very
absolutely.
confident, and you have to be a strong woman in order to get along with other women. Now, Another good favorite chapter was Buy One Get One, and like who doesn't love BOGO for shoes only though, not men. I think a lot of men have that mentality of hanging with their boys, like you said, even on Tuesday nights. One or the other is going to happen. Either that woman's going to end up drinking with him every night just to keep up, to know where her man is, or it's going to be where the woman's going to be home and the guy's going to be just out with his friends. So did you have a boyfriend like that? What happened with that? Was that true, or?
Yeah, all the scenarios in there are true. I don't give any names because
Of course
some of them I
not.
didn't want to hurt. I couldn't, but two is I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But yeah, absolutely. I've had guys that I've dated guys, and in that also chapter was guys that came with crazy ex-wives. I mean, this guy I dated had a crazy ex-wife. Another guy I was with had these friends that he was out constantly, and I was like, I'm not a big drinker, so to keep up with those guys was impossible.
Yeah.
It was like, I was...
Because you
I
want to
was a
fit
little
in,
outsider.
right?
You do want to fit in. But you know what? Then I had to realize, like, listen, have your boys' night, you do your thing, I'll do mine. And I'm dating someone now, and he goes out all the time without me, and I'm like, listen, I can't go out all the time. I have an 8-year-old.
Right.
Do what you got to do. I'll do what I got to do. There's you, there's me, and then there's us. And that works out wonderful for me.
Hey, I saw at one of your book signings that you have a picture with my favorite man in the whole wide world, Alec Baldwin.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Massapequa's boys.
Oh, my God. He is so nice.
Yeah.
And it was so funny the way that happened. I did a book signing, and I was walking out of the East Hampton bookstore, and him and his wife were walking in, and because she was doing a signing of her book, and obviously I'm not top billing.
Yeah.
I'm not Alec Baldwin's wife, but so they came in and they were very nice and pleasant. And they talked to me, and he's looking at my book like, oh great, this is kind of. I'm like, no, it's not a male bashing book.
Right.
It says in the first chapter, and he was very pleasant and very nice to take a picture. So if he ever does hear this or hears anything that I ever do, thank you for taking a picture with me. I appreciate it.
He's such a doll. I really love him, and I love his his humor. I remember watching one of his brothers on one of the reality shows that were on, and they're not all like Alec. Believe me, all the Baldwin brothers have like such separate individual personalities.
I loved him on Saturday Night Live.
He is very funny. He is very funny.
He
and
is.
And I compliment him a lot. I'm sure he's taken a lot of heat for that. For some of his roles. And
Yeah.
he does such a great job. You can't take that away from me. That's a great
No,
job.
because he's funny, and I think
is.
people get a little carried away with their, political crap anyway. It's a comedian. He's on Saturday Night Live. Let it go. All right,
Same thing with my book.
let's talk
Don't
about.
Don't get all crazy with it,
Exactly.
guys. It's something to laugh at.
Let's talk about the shoe boot, because I personally think the shoe boot got the short end of the stick, my girlfriend. They are everywhere, and so are those type of men, the wishy-washy ones who can't make up their minds.
Oh, gosh. Don't get me started.
And I'm sure as a matchmaker, at least I'm sure you probably deal with these guys all the time.
Every day.
Yeah, and you know what? And I get it. It's hard out there. And, some days you want, some days you want to be a stiletto, some days you want to be a sneaker. I get it. It's just, I am pretty much, what I say is what I mean. And when I'm with somebody that's not like that, it drives me insane.
Yeah.
I have to be with somebody that's, if you say you're going to do something, either do it or move on to the next girl. I'm good with
Right.
it.
Which
Or
brings
like-
us to the you shoe.
Oh, my God, the used shoe.
Right.
Do you?
I dated two of those guys in a row.
Right.
Like talk about, matchmaker, you know this too.
Yeah.
You get stuck in a pattern.
Well,
I was going to help everybody.
A lot of people ask him, well, if you're a matchmaker, why are you single? She goes, because I know what's out there.
Yeah,
I
and
see.
it's not just men. I had a lady come in, she's like, oh, I only, date the Brad Pitt type. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Okay.
Are you talking about you are talking about the Three Monkeys, Brad Pitt, not the Three Monkeys, and not the Brad Pitt and Troy, right? Because it's like, it's not going to happen. It's just, but there's so many unrealistic expectations sometimes I
think
deal
everybody
with.
has it. And I think a lot of men have those unrealistic expectations. I think
Yes.
women are more forgiving and accepting because that's their nature. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Hey, I get that I get that all the time. Don't she gets the matchmaker, you're single. I get the, hey, listen, and I tell everybody all the time, I don't give everybody advice. I've been divorced twice. I'm the last person to give you dating advice, but everybody wants my dating